Welp, y'all, we are back. We're on day 29 of the story. How about that? Getting right in there. We are in the beginning of February as of this recording, but it's day 29 of the story. Not really important about what day it's recorded. It's a book. It just goes in the order we read it, no matter what day the real day is. So, after he was weaned, now guess where we're talking about? Back to old Mr. Samuel. All right. And so after he was weaned, she took the boy with her, young as he was, along with a 3-year-old bull, an ephah of flour, and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh. When the bull had been sacrificed, they brought the boy to Eli, and she said to him, "Pardon me, my lord, as surely as you live, I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I give him to the Lord. For his whole life he will be given over to the Lord." And he worshipped the Lord there. Then Hannah prayed and said, "My heart rejoices in the Lord. In the Lord my horn is lifted high. My mouth boasts over my enemies, for I delight in your deliverance. There is no one holy like the Lord. There is no one beside you. There is no rock like our God." Each year his mother made him a little robe and took it to him. When she went up with her husband to offer the annual sacrifice, Eli would bless Elkanah, Elkanah and his wife, saying, "May the Lord give you children by this woman to take the place of the one she prayed for and gave to the Lord." Then they would go home, and the Lord was gracious to Hannah. She gave birth to 3 sons and 2 daughters. Meanwhile, the boy Samuel grew up in the presence of the Lord. The boy Samuel ministered before the Lord under Eli. In those days, the word of the Lord was rare. There were not many visions. One night, Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the house of the Lord, where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel. Samuel answered, "Here I am." And he ran to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me?" But Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." So he went back and lay down. Again the Lord called, "Samuel." And he got up to where and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me?" "My son," Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord. The word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. A third time the Lord called him, "Samuel." And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel, "Go and lie down, and if he calls you, say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" So Samuel went and lay down in his place. The Lord came and stood there, calling as at the other times, "Samuel, Samuel." Then Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant is listening." And the Lord said to Samuel, "See, I am about to do something in Israel that will make the ears of everyone who hears it tingle. At that time I will carry out against Eli everything I spoke against his family, from beginning to the end. For I told him that I would judge his family forever because of the sin he knew about. His son blasphemed God, and he failed to restrain them. His sons. Yeah, they blasphemed God. Yep. That ain't good. He didn't restrain them. In them days, they would do some crazy stuff to them, wouldn't they not? Therefore, I swore to the house of Eli, the guilt of Eli's house will never be atoned for by sacrifice or offering. That ain't a place you want to be with God. So thankful we had a sacrifice, an offering that atoned for every sin we had. I don't want to be in a place where God says it can't be fixed. Samuel lay down until morning, and then opened the doors of the house of the Lord. He was afraid to tell Eli the vision, but Eli called him and said, Samuel, my son. Samuel answered, Here I am. What was it he said to you? Eli asked. Do not hide it from me. May God deal with you, be it ever so severely, if you hide from me anything he told you. So Samuel told him everything, hiding nothing from him. Then Eli said, He is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes. The Lord was with Samuel as he grew up, and he let none of Samuel's words fall to the ground. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba recognized that Samuel was attested as a prophet of the Lord. The Lord continued to appear at Shiloh, and there he revealed himself to Samuel through his word. And Samuel's word came to all Israel. Now the Israelites went out to fight against the Philistines, and the Israelites camped at Ebenezer, and the Philistines at Aphek. And the Philistines deployed their forces to meet Israel. As the battle spread, Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who killed about 4,000 of them on the battlefield. When the soldiers returned to camp, the elders of Israel asked, Why did the Lord bring defeat on us today before the Philistines? Let us bring the ark of the Lord's covenant from Shiloh, so that he may go with us and save us from the hands of our enemies. So the people sent men to Shiloh, and they brought back the ark of the covenant of the Lord Almighty, who is enthroned between the cherubim. And Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When the ark of the Lord's covenant came into the camp, all Israel raised such a great shout that the ground shook. Hearing the uproar, the Philistines asked, What's all this shouting in the Hebrew camp? When they learned that the ark of the Lord had come into the camp, the Philistines were afraid. A god has come into the camp, they said. Oh no, nothing like this has happened before. We're doomed. Things like this have happened before, y'all. Have you forgotten? Yeah, God kind of went with them a lot. I mean, you just must have forgot. It happened. It happened, yeah. It's like them people that sit on the banks of the ocean and then Florida, and then they say, oh no, my house got destroyed by a hurricane. I can't believe this. Nothing like this has happened before since last year. Yeah, it has. It's happened before, people. Don't be silly. God went with them before, and you were doomed. That's how that worked then. So, good thought there. They are the gods who struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Be strong, Philistines, be men, or you will be subject to the Hebrews as they have been to you. Be men and fight. So the Philistines fought, and the Israelites were defeated, and every man fled to his tent. The slaughter was very great. Israel lost 30,000 foot soldiers. The ark of God was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, died. Dead. That ain't good. That same day Benjamin ran from the battle line and went to Shiloh with his clothes torn and dust on his head. When he arrived, there was Eli sitting in his chair by the side of the road, watching because his heart feared for the ark of God. When the men entered the town and told what had happened, the whole town sent up a cry. Eli heard the outcry and asked, "What is the meaning of this uproar?" The man hurried over to Eli, who was 98 years old. That's 98's pretty good age, ain't it? And whose eyes had failed so that he could not see. He took Eli. "I have just come from the battle line." Or he told Eli, I'm sorry, "You just came from the battle line, though. I fled from it for this very day." Yep. Eli asked, "What happened, my son?" The man who brought the news replied, "Israel fled before the Philistines, and the army has suffered heavy losses. Also, your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead. The ark of God has been captured." When he mentioned the ark of God, Eli fell backward off his chair by the side of the gate. His neck was broke, and he died, for he was an old man, and he was heavy. He had led Israel 40 years. That's a long time to lead him. No doubt the loss of his sons staggered Eli, but the loss of the Ark of the Covenant hit him even harder. The sacred Ark in pagan hands, unthinkable. The very presence of God now captured by the Philistines, a tragedy. The Philistines understood what a symbolic victory they had won and promptly placed the ark next to the statue of their god, Dagon. Yeah, Dagon. In the great temple of Ashdod, one of the 5 fortified Philistine cities. But God would not be mocked by the false gods of the Philistines. Israel had been brought here in the first place for the very purpose of showing the one true God to these people. So the Dagon statue tumbled to pieces on the temple floor. Next, God afflicted the Philistines with tumors, and after 7 months of pure misery, the Philistines put the ark on a cart and sent it back to the Israelites, who kept it in the border town of Kirith Jearim for 20 years, wondering what to do with it. It's the Ark of the Covenant. Put it in the holiest of holies. You goofballs. Meanwhile, Samuel insisted that the Israelites stop worshiping pagan deities and return to the true God. That would be a smart thing. I mean, how did you think God was going to work for you when you were worshiping them same things that he was fixing to crumble? He led the people in successfully subduing the Philistines, but the people stubbornly thought that having a king like everyone else would solve their leadership problems. When Samuel grew old, he appointed his sons as Israel's leaders. The name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second was Abijah. And they served in Beersheba, but his sons did not follow his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain and accepted bribes and perverted justice. Not good. So all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah. They said to him, "You are old, and your sons do not follow your ways. Now appoint a king to lead us, such as all the other nations have." But when they said, "Give us a king to lead us," this displeased Samuel. So he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord told him, listen to to all that the people are saying to you. It is not you they have rejected, but they have rejected me as their king, as they have done from the day I brought them up out of Egypt until this day, forsaking me and serving other gods. So they are doing to you. Now listen to them, but warn them solemnly and let them know what the king who will reign over them will claim as his rights. Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people who were asking him for a king. He said, "This is what the king who will reign over you will claim as his rights. He will take your sons and make them serve with his chariots and his horses, and they will run in front of his chariots. Some he will assign to be commanders of thousands and commanders of 50s, and others to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and still others to make weapons of war and equipment for his chariots. He will take your daughters to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. He will take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves and give them to his attendants. He will take a tenth of your grain and of your vintage and give it to his officials and attendants. Your male and female servants and the best of your cattle and donkeys he will take for his own use. He will take a tenth of your flock, and you yourselves will become his slaves. When that day comes, you will cry out for relief from the king you have chosen, but the Lord will not answer in that day." I'm way over time, y'all. Ending on top of page 136. Don't you know it? We're there. It's day 29. We got us a little bit more read. Hey, I appreciate it. Had a wonderful Sunday service. I hope y'all got a chance to be in your Sunday service. If you listen to this on a Thursday, I still hope you had a chance to be in your Sunday service. There's just something about that corporate worship with the other fellow believers. So I love y'all. I hope you have a blessed day, and bye.